Welcome to the Holy Yogi, where we help you find the guru inside of you. Hello, beautiful. Hello, handsome. How you doing today? Today is Sunday, a beautiful day. And if no one has told you today that they love you, mwah, sending out a lot of love, kisses, and hyper hugs today. And I'm so excited to be here with you today because we got a great one for you. This is the last day of our phenomenal series that we've been talking about as far as how to have a healthy relationship. And today we're going to discuss, and I want you to go back and look at all those other videos. I'm going to try to leave it in the description area. I think I forgot a couple times. I'm going to go back to all the other videos and leave it in the description area to get started and figuring this whole thing out. And I'm going to take after this, but one of the key things we're going to talk about today is how to fix an unhealthy relationship. And I've talked about, how to have a healthy relationship. But we're going to start backwards. And the reason why I want to start backwards, unfortunately, in today's society, there is a large population, a percentage of unhealthy relationships. I would say, sadly, but truly, that 99% of relationships out there, I don't care if it's mom, dad, brother, sister, husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, baby mama, most people are in an unhealthy relationship because, quite frankly, people haven't been taught how to live in a healthy relationship. Since the inception of this wonderful country we call the United States of America, it was built upon unhealthy relationships. So that's why we have to really go deep and we have to really dive into how to fix an unhealthy relationship because it can be done, okay? So let's start with this reality, and that is that I'm going to just talk about my experience, because it's very clear that we like to have the spirit in this whole thing. And I'll give you an example, because sometimes, check this out, you don't want to fix an unhealthy relationship. Yeah, believe it or not. And I'm going to give you an instance, an example of it with the same party. And I'll tell you about my relationship with my dad. And I tell you how we were able to work it. But the only way you can work it is what? From a spiritual perspective first and foremost. In a nutshell, God has got to be at the center of that relationship. Because sometimes that relationship is supposed to transition and maybe be fixed in the next lifetime. We all got an opportunity to get it right for whomever party that needs to be fixed. So let me get into detail so you fully understand where I'm coming from. In a nutshell, I've always had an estranged relationship with my dad. Okay, I was never raised with him at all. And he was an absentee father. Some people call him a deadbeat dad. He was all the above as far as that is concerned. But even so, with that in mind, I was having, at the time, my first child. And during all the time of our relationship, and what I mean by that is you're always in a relationship with someone even when they're not there. And sometimes my motto's always been, sometimes you have to love people from a distance. Very important. And the other thing is another true love instance that we must be aware of. Sometimes you have to perform what is called tough love. And that's why they call it tough, because it is not easy and it's sometimes not pleasing to the other party, but it's very vital and important for the survival of their karmic responsibility on this earth. So let's break that down to you a little bit. So in a nutshell, years ago, when I was about to have my son, and over the course of the years, though I've been estranged from my father, I think at the time it was 10 years, maybe 15 years, whatever the case may be, I had done a lot of prayer, a lot of meditation, because it is very important when you're having your first child. You want your parents to be involved with that type of precious experience. But over the years, even though we were estranged, I had already, once again, I tell you about love, acceptance, and forgiving him. I had already gone through the emotional and the spiritual and the soul, responsibility of healing it and sending him light and love. And though we were not together physically, We at the time were both praying for reconciliation in a positive way and sending a lot of love and light to each other. So it wasn't ironic that a week before I was going to call him to inform him that his first grandchild was about to be born, I received a FedEx letter from him, just spilling out with compassion, with love, with grace, with mercy, for forgiveness. And I knew at the time, since I was thinking of it, you see, like those vibrational frequencies are waving, that I was willing to go through a wonderful healing and forgiveness experience with him at the time. And he was ready to do the work, and we did it. And I swear to God, ladies and gentlemen, in a matter of an instant, when we got on the phone and talked, it was literally like nothing had happened, and we had picked off where we had left off from, and we did a lot of healing. And he was there to come out during the first week or two of his grandson's birth and life experience. Absolutely beautiful, absolutely miraculous. And we had both had a chance to really sit down, and we were both shocked at how easy it was for us to reconnect and reconcile, because we have both over the years had done our spiritual work individually, and then more importantly, while we were doing that, we had individually healed and sent the vibrational frequencies out to the universe that our relationship was healed. One of the things I used to always say, even when my father and I were estranged, I would always say that in the spiritual world, we're in peace, happiness, and joy, and we have a wonderful relationship. And because of that, we took it and manifested in the physical realm. Make sense? Right. So now, fast forward to most recently, my father and I now have a new estrangement. Ironically, it had everything to do with the fact that that love expression was not formidable. And what I mean by that is they made love a special relationship. That's where sometimes you see favoritism comes in place, where someone is loving someone more than they're loving another person because of whatever reason. But it wasn't a balance. It wasn't an equity as far as, grandchildren was concerned at the time. And I saw that it wasn't healthy. And even though children don't understand that, I knew that I was putting my children in an unhealthy love relationship. And because I saw that it was unhealthy, I had to terminate that relationship in order for them to fully experience a healthy relationship. So what I mean by that, ladies and gentlemen, how do you fix an unhealthy relationship? Sometimes you don't. And the reason is why, prime example, if you're in a physical relationship with someone is physically abusive to you, and you may want to go in and do the work from that a physical abusive relationship, but that person has not done the work, does not want to do the work, has no signs of doing the work, most likely you're going to go back into an unhealthy relationship, because that person is still going to perpetuate what they become accustomed to and which they are not willing or wanting to heal from. Ladies and gentlemen, you cannot heal from anything, an unhealthy relationship, which is an addiction unto itself, if you don't admit that you have a problem in order for the healing to be manifest. And sometimes the only way you can heal that unhealthy relationship is at the spiritual realm. Sometimes it's not available to you at the physical realm. I hope that's making sense to you. You focus on healing it from a spiritual realm so that it would heal your karma, so you won't have to experience that experience again. But sometimes you cannot take that into the physical realm to heal when people just, quite frankly, aren't ready. Okay? That's like enforcing and trying to manipulate a situation. Sometimes you have to what? Let go and let God, and have the consolation prize of knowing that if you heal it on a spiritual realm, it's healed. That's even better on the physical realm. I know, deep, right? Nobody tells you that you can really truly heal a relationship better and foremost on a spiritual realm, though you may not be able to heal it in the physical realm. And as long as you do that and you two make the transition, well, you're healed And they have to realize that karma through another vibrational frequency. Because sometimes it's forgiveness they need to learn. Sometimes it's acceptance they need to learn. Sometimes it's, learn to get rid of their anger and jealousy and envy. They need to learn those skills, but not necessarily. Sometimes people won't learn the lesson directly through you. Okay? But it's important that you do the work. So if you've been in a relationship with someone that was physically abusive to you, or even someone, let's say, that has raped you, or things of that nature, or stolen money from you, etc. Someone who really is a pathological liar or really a sociopath, etc. Sometimes they're not of that vibrational frequency to be healed. So now let's fast forward. Let's get back to my relationship with my dad so you can fully grasp it. So at the time, my father at the time, though we had had some estrangement, I decided to contact him because I found out through the grapevine that my father had cancer. And I knew positive and constructive remedies in order to help him heal from this disease if he wanted to heal from this disease. So I contacted him, and of course he was not receptive to my call, and I informed him and told him that I loved him, and his response was very just say unwelcoming. Oh, you only called me because I have cancer, and quite frankly, he didn't want to indulge me in helping him, which is wonderful. What I mean by wonderful is what it does is you take care of your responsibility. I felt a need to call him out of love to help him heal from his disease. He was not receptive of it. So what I told him to do, that I was here to love him, I was here to help him, and if he wanted my love, please feel free to contact me back so I can provide him with the information once we found out what the diagnosis was. He chose not to contact me, which is absolutely, it's okay. But what I decided to do from that experience is I immediately sent him light, I sent him love, I sent him healing, etc. And that is all that you can do, and that is the best way how you can fix an unhealthy relationship, by fixing it within side of yourself first and foremost. But sometimes you cannot, because that's going to mess with your karma. When you indulge yourself in other people's karma and you enforce to want to heal them when they are not ready, it just makes it much more difficult for your life experience and your transitionary measures of where you're supposed to be going or what you are supposed to be doing. Like the old saying goes, you can take a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. Okay? All you can do is have very good intentions. And sometimes the best intention, let me tell you right now, ladies and gentlemen, you might not get this and feel this, but trust me when I tell you, the best way to heal a relationship is in the spiritual realm. That's where magic and miracles can happen. And so as long as it's healed there, it's okay. Get yourself out of the way for the blessings to manifest. But continually send that person light and love and love and light, and it will happen. And when that person is ready, let them contact you, because that's when you know the real work is going to get done. When they are ready and capable and in the light of love of wanting to heal. That's why when the first time we got together, it was miraculous. Like I said, there was no animosity, there was no hate, there was no need to forgive, because all the forgiveness had already been done, because we realized individually that we did not hurt each other, and more importantly, that there was no need to forgive. Because when you really understand it, the only true relationship you have with you and God, and that's when you really need to just release, let go, and let God. So, back to how do you fix an unhealthy relationship? Number one, some relationships you don't fix. So let's talk about the relationships that you can fix. The best way to fix an unhealthy relationship is when that person and you really want to fix that relationship. You're on an even keel. So what both of you guys need to do is get back to the place of love. Just real simple. Get back into practicing love, compassion, truth, justice, righteousness, balance, harmony, reciprocity. Get back into business of having mercy and grace. And totally, when you release the forgiveness, let it go. Don't bring up the past anymore. It's over and it's done. So release it, let it go, and start anew. And both of you make that agreement that that's exactly what you are going to do. And as long as you're on the mission, and your goal is to live in enlightened love and put God at the helm of it, let me tell you right now, the best way you can fix the relationship is give it up to God and ask the universe, God, the goddess and God within inside of you to fix it for you. We know God's omnipotent power is so much more powerful than yours and so much miraculous and has so much more mojo than whatever you could put in the mix, that you leave it up to God that everything is done, everything is well, and everything is healed, because God is what? Love. And what did I say to you at the very beginning? Love is the greatest miracle and medicine of them all. And all things are possible through the universe. We've already heard that before. All things are possible in Christ that strengthens me. So God's going to strengthen you to heal that relationship if it is meant to be healed. Sometimes that relationship is meant to transition and go on to another level. So with that in mind, we really appreciate you. We love you. We're sending out light and love. So what we're going to do right now, we're going to like, comment, and we're going to just subscribe, because we got wonderful information coming on that next video that you do not want to miss. So hit that notification button right now. Go on. Ding, 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 ding. Hit that notification button so we can get you in a place of light, love, and healing. Namaste, peace, hete pu. So let's end with a wonderful meditation minute. And we're going to begin with how to fix an unhealthy relationship. Universe, God, provide us with the information and the education on how we can do that, if that is meant to be in this lifetime. Provide us with the jingle, the situation, the circumstances to make it manifest. And if it is not, provide us with the energy we need to do your work in all of its glory and bring it at the place of peace, light, and love. Because what we do know is that we can heal this relationship on a spiritual realm. And once we decide to heal it, guess what? Ta-da! It is already healed. So I thank you in advance for the blessings, universe, for the blessings, God, for a healed relationship. And put the person's name out there with my mom, my dad, my loved ones, my kids, the boss from hell. Put all that positive energy out there, and the healing will manifest. Peace, light, and love.